is for you to pass on this information to your colleagues, okay?
Welcome back to the channel, guys. This video is about the criminal allegations we're facing in relation to events that took place at this private level crossing at Altnabreac on the 1st of March 2024. The case is being heard at Wick Sheriff Court. However, once again, Sheriff Neil Wilson has been involved in our criminal case, and once again, his involvement has prejudiced it. In case you don't know, this is the same sheriff we've exposed in previous videos. The one we allege lied to Network Rail in our civil case and then dismissed our action. And yes, we have hard evidence to prove this. On Monday, the 2nd of February, we had a pre-trial hearing at Wick Sheriff Court. In that hearing, Sheriff Neil Wilson made a decision that he himself said he wouldn't and could not make. He told us that another sheriff would need to make the decision and that a motion hearing would have to be arranged later in the week. We were told to wait in the gallery while they tried to contact another sheriff. Around an hour later, Sheriff Wilson returned to the courtroom. At that point, no one else was present. Only us, the clerk, the prosecutor, and a police officer. There were no other witnesses. Sheriff Wilson then went on to make the decision himself. The very decision he had said just an hour earlier could only be made by another sheriff. So Sheriff Wilson said he couldn't and wouldn't make the decision, and then went ahead and made it anyway, after the public had left the gallery. Yet again, Sheriff Neil Wilson's bias against us has directly prejudiced our case. As a result, we have absolutely no confidence in the Scottish judicial system. There is absolutely zero chance of us getting a fair trial. After the same sheriff we've made serious allegations against, the one we allege has already sided with Network Rail and Scotrail in our civil case, is the very person making decisions in our criminal case. Decisions he should never have been making, because he should never have been sitting on this case at all. Because of this, we've been left with no choice but to release our evidence of what really happened that day at this crossing, so the public can know the truth. Our case has already been prejudiced beyond repair. Releasing our evidence is in the interest of justice, because if we didn't, the public would never know the truth. You're now going to see what really happened that day. Just so you know, before we show you this video, there was a TSR in place, which means temporary speed restriction. That restriction was 20 miles per hour for the trains. It was in place that day, and we were aware of this speed restriction in place because it had been in place for quite a few days, and the speed restriction stretched all the way up past Station House up there, past, and then it came from there. The restriction was all the way through Altnabreac, down almost to the yellow signs down there. Right, we've been accused of acting culpably and recklessly and with utter disregard for the consequences by standing on train tracks while oncoming trains were approaching, to the danger of ourselves, the passengers and staff on the train. This sounds very serious, doesn't it?
And I just want to ask everybody to just visualise in your mind what kind of situation or scenario that you see based on those words.
So the John O'Groat Journal and the Caithness Courier, and maybe some other news outlets, mainly the John O'Groat Journal and the Caithness Courier, have repeatedly reported this over the past couple of years now. So basically what they're saying in this news report, the charge accuses Appleby and Howe of having on March the 1st last year, culpably and recklessly and with utter disregard for the consequences, crossed barriers onto the level crossing at the station and onto the rail track while trains were approaching, to the danger of themselves and passengers and staff on board. That's what's been reported about us. Also, just so you know, Altnabreac is a request to stop area. There's no instructions anywhere on how to do this. There's no instructions on the station at all, anywhere, telling anyone how to stop a train, how to request a train to stop. There's no instructions anywhere. And I'm going to demonstrate to you how to request a train to stop here at Altnabreac station.
I'm recording. Stopping there.
I'm sorry I've had to stop you this morning. We've been left with no other choice. Please listen to me carefully. I need to tell you this. So, we own the land. Right, I apologise for having to stop you this morning, okay? I'm not sure if you understand and your colleagues understand what's going on here with us, okay? I'm just going to briefly explain to you what's going on. The past 4 miles that you've come down to us, okay, you've been trespassing. The next mile you're going to carry on for, you'll be trespassing. Just let me finish, please. Network Rail do not own this land. Network Rail do not have permission to operate on this land, and Network Rail are trying to steal our land, okay? We do want to resolve this matter, but we've been left with no other choice, okay, than to do this, because they won't communicate with us. All I'm asking is for you to pass on this information to your colleagues, okay? If you could pass this information on to your colleagues, that we'll be advising all of the trains that come past here today exactly the same as we're advising you. Okay, please let your colleagues know that tomorrow, I'll be finished now, tomorrow we'll be fencing across our land. There won't be any trains allowed to pass our land, consider our piece of land at the far north line closed until the matter is resolved. Thank you. Yeah, I'll move now. Did you hear me okay? We've recorded it, okay? Thank you very much. I do apologise. They've left us no because we can't let them steal our land. I hope you understand.
We are willing to resolve matters. We're trying to resolve
Also,
matters.
okay, right, this here is the deed, and it shows that I tell the truth here. I could read it if you wanted to, but it just explains that we own this land. Here's the deed. Thank you. Thank you. I will. Thank you very much. Thank you. You have a good day.
I'm still recording.
Yeah. Just go, or should we just wait, or should we?
Yeah, she's driving away.
Yeah.